Marco Bezzecchi has blown the championship open with a scorching ride, as a record crowd was treated to a classic 1000th motorcycle Grand Prix at Le Mans, France. A number of race favorites, such as world champion Francesco Bagnaia, who started on pole, and six-time champion Marc Marquez, crashed out in a chaotic race, allowing Johann Zarco to complete the podium on his home track. After a commanding victory in the French Grand Prix, Marco Bezzecchi confessed that he had anticipated the one-position penalty he received for forcing Marc Marquez off track during the race's early stages. Bezzecchi's action was not without controversy, but he remained unflustered, acknowledging his expectation of the penalty after the race. Having started the French Grand Prix in 7th position, the Italian racer swiftly ascended the leaderboard, eyeing the podium with a determined resolve. This was despite a near miss with disaster, as he had to skillfully navigate around a collision between his VR46 teammate, Luca Marini, and an unsuspecting Alex Marquez. Undeterred by this close call, Bezzecchi was eager to continue his progress up the field. His tenacity became evident as he set his sights on Marquez, who was holding on to second place at the time. Bezzecchi's determination to move forward was palpable, his focus unwavering, and it was clear that he was not going to let Marquez stand in his way. However, in the heat of the race, Bezzecchi made a minor miscalculation. As the Grand Prix was nearing its 1/3 mark, he misjudged his braking point going into turn 6. The resulting error led him to inadvertently push Marquez off the circuit, an action that subsequently dropped both of them behind Pramac Ducati's Jorge Martin. This setback, however, was only temporary for the driven Bezzecchi. He quickly regained his position, moving back ahead of Martin with an impressive show of skill and determination, having received a penalty to drop one position, which Bezzecchi took little time to redress after quickly finding a way back past Martin. He then chased down leader Jack Miller en route to his second career Premier Class win. Conceding that he expected to receive punishment for his move on Marquez's Honda, Bezzecchi focused on remaining calm while sorting out the penalty so that he could quickly begin to make forward progress once again. After the race, Bezzecchi offered a candid reflection on the incident that led to the penalty. "I anticipated the penalty," he confessed, "because I knew I had braked a tad too late into that corner. As I felt my bike closing the gap too quickly, I made a split-second decision to steer to the inside, hoping to avoid ramming into the back of Marquez's Honda. Unfortunately, his maneuver resulted in pushing Marquez wide, an outcome he hadn't intended, but one he knew would likely warrant a penalty. In my mind, I was sure they would penalize me by making me drop a position," Bezzecchi further explained, revealing his understanding of the situation and accepting the consequences of his action. Despite the penalty, Bezzecchi refused to let this incident ruffle him. He acknowledged his miscalculation, saying, "I agree with the penalty. I pushed a bit too hard, and while it's always challenging to overtake, I didn't intend to make my move there." With his success, seeing him close to within just solitary point of series leader Francesco Bagnaia, who failed to make the finish at Le Mans after crashing with Maverick Vinales early on, Bezzecchi added that he felt incredible emotion when crossing the line, having felt at one with his Decima Sedici. Reflecting on his race strategy, Bezzecchi elaborated, "I realized early on that I had the speed advantage. However, I didn't want to overtax the front tire by generating too much heat. So whenever I was trailing another rider, I strategized to overtake quickly." His tactical approach displayed a keen understanding of his equipment and the track, crucial elements to his success. He further recalled, "Once I found myself in the lead, benefiting from the fresh air, I seized the opportunity to push harder." His innate ability to adapt to changing race dynamics underscored the Italian's racing acumen and hinted at his potential for even greater triumphs. Drawing confidence from his robust performance during the Friday practice, where he demonstrated impressive pace, Bezzecchi aimed to replicate, or even surpass, that performance in the race. He said, "Today, I managed to be even better, consistently clocking 31.9s and 0.8s, a truly fantastic feat." As he gradually pulled away from the pack, Bezzecchi maintained his focus and calm, merging with his bike in a seamless symbiosis that only intensified as the race progressed. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into Bezzecchi's remarkable race at Le Mans. What do you think about Bezzecchi's performance? Do you believe he has what it takes to overtake Bagnaia and claim the series lead? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And to stay up to date with all the latest developments in the thrilling world of Grand Prix racing, Don't forget to subscribe to MotoGP Zarathos.